This is Varun Shekhar RC. Welcome back to my mastery session number 7. I truly hope you are doing incredibly well in your pursuits, and I wish that you continue to do so with consistency. Remember, you and I are always together in this journey so that we together can operate at our absolute best and lead a life of pure excellence. So in this master session, I would be taking you through yet another significant issue that most of us are facing today, and that is loneliness. What is loneliness? What is actually causing loneliness? Is there really something called as loneliness, or is it just that we are creating it for ourselves? So let's demystify all this and see that by the end of this session, if we can really get rid of this loneliness, if it exists at all. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting session, a deep session, so you are always at a liberty to watch it slowly, pause it down and make a note of it, of some key points. Try to relate with your own life situations and see if you can make a real sense out of it. Okay, so fasten your belt, here we go. So let's take a look at the following case scenarios. Scenario number 1. You are at a loss of a person to whom you were very deeply attached, to whom there was a sense of eternal bonding. It might be a physical loss, or it is just that you are parting ways with that person in a relationship. Obviously, you start feeling loneliness. Scenario number 2, you're in a group of certain people and you start feeling lonely. Scenario number 3, you are alone but you're extremely and absolutely happy with yourself. Scenario number 4, again you're alone but you're feeling terribly lonely. So let's try to relate all these scenarios with loneliness and see if we can get any key takeaways out of it. So let's begin with the most common scenario that majority of us can relate, and that is being alone and feeling terribly lonely. So if you can go deep into it and see why do you actually feel that way? Why do you feel that if I am alone, I am lonely? So if you can go deep into it and see, it actually means that the presence of someone or something is needed for you to keep yourself away from being lonely. You think that the presence of that person or that particular thing will help you cure your loneliness. Okay, so let's consider this way, that being alone itself is the sole reason of loneliness. Okay, so if that were to be true, then in every moment when you were alone, you should have felt loneliness, right? But do you think is that the case? Go deep into your lonely situations and you will be amazed to see that there were certain scenarios where you were really enjoying being alone, right? Like it might be drawing, or it might be listening to music, or it might be trying out that new recipe, taking a walk, spending time with nature, doing your daily chores like organizing your stuff, cleaning your room. So you're actually enjoying your actions and you're absolutely happy with yourself. But even in these situations, if you start seeding a thought in your mind saying that it would have been nice if there was a partner with me, it would have been nice if my friends were there, there is nobody, I'm doing it all alone, then you are bound to get what we call loneliness. You start feeling that, right? So it's not that a type of situation or the physical presence of something or someone is causing your loneliness. It is your own thoughts which is creating loneliness. So please understand this key takeaway, that loneliness is caused by your own thoughts and not because of the physical absence or presence of someone. Your thoughts has defined loneliness as the absence of something or someone for you. So that's why you can see there are you can people who feel lonely even if they are in a company of others. In fact, those people, they feel very happy, they get a sense of comfort when they are alone, when they are in solitude. So it's your own thoughts which is creating loneliness and nothing else. So then what are those thoughts that are creating those loneliness? It's very important to understand which are those thoughts. So the moment you can understand that these are the thoughts that are creating loneliness in my life situations, then it is very easy for you to tackle and get rid of loneliness. Okay, so here are a couple of points. Thought number one, the thought that the presence of someone or certain people or having a partner is the creator of my happiness. The moment you get that thought in your mind, you're actually tagging your happiness to the presence of that person, right? Your sole survivability of your happiness is dependent on the presence of that person. So when that happens, you start feeling a sense of anxiety, fear and stress within yourself, because now you know that you can be happy. If you want to be happy, you need that person. You need that person. So what you actually start becoming very conscious of your actions in that person's presence. You such things like, should I talk to that person this way? Should I talk to him this way? If I talk this way, does he or she get hurt? Or in what manner should I talk so that I can keep them engaging, keep them happy, keep them coming? So all such thoughts keep running in your mind, and you become very conscious of your actions, and you start losing your self-authenticity. And the moment that happens, you cannot really enjoy the moment, right? So please understand that presence of something or someone cannot get rid of your loneliness or cannot keep you happy always. Even if it did, it is only for that moment. Those people or friends cannot delete those thoughts from your mind which make you happy unless you delete it by yourself, right? Let's for a moment consider the opposite is true. That is, you feel a sense of great happiness in the presence of certain people or having a partner, or say a group of people who wipe out all sorts of loneliness in you. They bring all sorts of joy within you. They even delete the thoughts that make you unhappy. So when you seed such a thought in your mind, knowingly or unknowingly, your happiness is dependent on that person, right? So what happens is that in reality, unfortunately, you cannot tie or tether yourself to a person every moment forever. No matter how close they are, every person has their own sphere of life, right? So please understand this and try to see things as they are. The moment you perceive your thought saying that this presence of this person or that person or XYZ is the sole creator of my happiness, you are in for a trouble. Loneliness keeps haunting you in the absence of that person, right? So thought number two. As I said, there are people who feel lonely when they are in the company of others. They feel there is something wrong within themselves. They feel that the society is not accepting them. There is some lacuna in them, and as a result, they feel they are lost. They feel they are lacking something, and consequently, they start feeling lonely. Right? They think there is something wrong with them. But today, with deep respect, I invite you, to all of you, to understand that each and every one of you are completely fine by the way you are. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. It's just that you're not the right fit in that within that group or category whom you're trying to mingle with. So now there are so many situations where I find myself a bit uncomfortable or feel that I am not the right fit in that group. It doesn't mean at all in any manner that there is something wrong within me, right? So he who understands this and takes it in a right spirit does not feel any reason to feel lonely about him, right? So these are the two thoughts which I wanted to convey you, which are the key reasons for loneliness. So now, all in all, when we see this way, does that really mean that you have to detach yourself in finding the true happiness or getting rid of loneliness? No, absolutely not. No, it's not that you have to run away to a forest or go atop a hill and start living a life of solitude. No, absolutely not. It's just that you start, listen to this sentence carefully. It's just that you start recreating, redefining and reorienting your thoughts in a way that finds the ultimate source of happiness within oneself and not in anyone else, right? You are your happiness. You are your sole creator of your happiness. You are your primary and ultimate source of happiness. So he who understands and imprints this thought in his mind can never be haunted by loneliness. For such a person, loneliness does not exist at all. So in essence, yes, it's true, loneliness does not exist at all. It is what we have created for ourselves through our thoughts, right? So I hope this video was of immense benefit to you. So please go through this session very slowly and try to make the best use of it. Also, please do me a favor by sharing this video to as many people as possible so that I can be an instrument of service to more and more people. Encourage your fellow people to subscribe to my channel Varun Shekhar RC on YouTube, and so that I can keep engaging myself with more and more people. So, sending you all lots of love, tons of appreciation for your highest potential. Till then, talk to you soon. You take care. All smiles and positive thoughts. Bye bye.